I said vengeance. If you want to catch the squirrel, you gotta lick the tree. What's up, YouTube? I'm Ron, and this is Tactical Roundtable. Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, so today we're going to talk AR-15s. It's going to be a basic video, not going too far in depth. I'm just going to cover some basic knowledge and also my weapon system and what I carry and what I use, what I utilize it for. So without further ado, let's jump in. Alright, guys, so let's cover some basic knowledge over the AR-15, right? So AR-15, AR stands for Armalite Rifle. It's the first company to go ahead and start producing these weapons. But we're not going to go into a history lesson of this weapon. We're just going to go over basic knowledge. So let's start with barrel lengths, okay? You're going to have your three typical or three standard barrel lengths. It's going to be 20 inches. It's going to be your standard barrel length. You have 24 inches, which is more for target shooting. Then you got 16 inches, going to be for your carbine length weapon systems, right? So if we look back here, so go ahead and break this down. All right, clear weapon. We got here AR-15, okay? This here is a 16-inch barrel, but again, stating you have 20 inches. 16-inch US barrels. Sorry, Siri. Alright, you got 20-inch barrel, it's going to be a standard length, 24-inch for target shooting, and 16-inch for carbine length. The most common twist rate in this weapon system or the barrel is about a 1 in 9, or is a 1 in 9 twist rate. I'll go over twist rates in another video, not really this one. It's something more in depth when we get into specs. So I will make specs, a video on specs of the AR-15. I'll also make a video of my AR-15 pistol, which is a 300 blackout build, as well as my SIG P320 back here. Got a couple other firearms I will be doing videos on, another SIG, and then also a Remington. It's a 308. I believe it's the 783. Don't quote me. 783. Yeah. Anyway, so. Got AR-15s, and so your max effective range on this weapon is going. And max effective meaning how far out can you fire this weapon and accurately take down your target, right? So you're looking at around 400 to 600 meters, or a max of 650 yards. Guys, I apologize if I keep looking away, as I got some notes up so I can stay on track, and not I'll end up in La La Land. Okay, so 650 yards. It's gonna be a max effective from 4 to 600. Now, this thing, obviously, the round can travel a little further than 600 yards. Accurately, you're getting into custom weapons, custom barrels. You have some that, for competition shooting. There are some mods. Sorry. There are some mods that you can make to this weapon to shoot out to about 1,500 meters. But again, that's very uncommon, and again, you're gonna have to make some modifications to that weapon system. Now, how this weapon system operates, okay? This is a gas-operated weapon, okay? Meaning, well, I'll go ahead and break that down to you right now. So, the way this weapon works, right? You're gonna take a magazine, you go ahead and insert that magazine to the bottom of the weapon, right? To the magazine well, okay? Now this here is your charging handle. Can't really see. I'll break this weapon down for you guys and show you the bolt carrier group and the charging handle, okay? Now, the way this weapon operates, okay? You put your magazine in, you go ahead. I'm sorry, that's the ejection port cover. I usually let that fly down. But you go ahead and you rack your charging handle. Okay. So the way this weapon system works. Go ahead and pull your charging handle back. That'll go ahead and extract one round from the magazine. Now when you take this weapon and put it on fire and you squeeze the trigger, you get 1 round. This is a semi-automatic weapon. Civilians cannot own fully automatic weapons legally. You cannot legally own a fully automatic weapon unless you have an FFL, Federal Firearms License, okay? You can Google and research how to get that. You're gonna have to pay a fee. It's about a 6-month wait, I believe, and the ATF is gonna run an extensive background check. That will allow you to purchase a fully automatic weapon as well as suppressors and some other toys. But back to gas operated. So you put the weapon on fire, you squeeze the trigger once, okay? And then that round is gonna go ahead and be expelled, right? So when you pull the trigger, the primer of that round is gonna be struck by the firing pin, okay? So when that firing pin hits the primer, that bullet, that projectile is then expelled forward, and all the gas traveling behind that round is going to travel through a gas tube right here, which you cannot see. There's a gas tube, so all that gas is going to redirect through this gas tube and is going to push the bolt carrier group back onto the buffer spring and buffer tube, which is located in here. Again, I'll show you that when I break this down. So when that BCG or bolt carrier group pushes back and then comes back forward, the nipple on the front of the bolt carrier group extracts the next round and puts it in place for you to go ahead and pull the trigger and get another round, okay? So that's the basics of a gas operated system, okay? So there you have it for a gas operated system, okay? So I want to touch briefly on semi-automatic versus automatic. Again, semi-automatic, pull the trigger, you get 1 bullet. Fully automatic, squeeze the trigger, and the weapon will keep firing until the trigger is released. Okay. So that's some of the basic knowledge of standard knowledge of an AR-15. Trust me, it gets way more in depth. Again, I'll be creating more and more content for you guys, getting more into depth of these weapon systems behind me. Quick shout out to Hold Up Displays. Not shout out, they didn't sponsor me. Even though it'd be nice to be sponsored by a lot of these companies and whose gear and products I own. But yeah, Hold Up Display, man. You can see here, even for my P320 here. You see it's nicely set up on the wall here. So when I'm doing any cleaning or doing any gun videos, I have a nice display. But yeah, shout out to the Hold Up Display. Also, guys, check out USCCA. For anyone out there who conceal carries, this is a great company that I suggest and advise you look into. God forbid you ever have to use your weapon in a defense issue. And we all know that with every bullet, there's a lawyer attached to every bullet. So check out USCCA. I'll put a link in the descriptions below. Also, you guys see here my plate carrier. That's going to be another video I do, but I got this set up in my plates from AR-500 Armor. They do produce steel and ceramic plates. That will be some more content in another video. I'll talk about plate carriers. I'm still setting this one up, and I'll tell you why here in a little after I tell you why I use DD. Alright guys, so back. This here, DD. Daniel Defense. Sorry guys, I love this weapon here. I love this rifle. So this is a Daniel Defense. Oh god, I play music series. So alright, Daniel Defense, guys. This is the DDM4 V11slw. SLW standing for super lightweight. Guys, this weapon here weighs about 6 pounds without this optic and mount on here. This weapon weighs in about 6.78 pounds, I believe. Don't quote me. I'll leave a link in the description below. But yeah, so Daniel Defense DDM4 V11slw. I've got a key mod mounting system or rail mounting system, and I've got a Magpul angled grip up front. I'm not a huge fan of per se the vertical foregrips. We ran that in the Marine Corps. Nothing, you know, really against them. It comes down to preference, guys. But me, I find it better with an angle grip as far as jamming that rifle completely into my shoulder, you know, while I'm firing, versus that. I found with me with the vertical grip, I tend to want to pull and kind of push up and kind of adjust for kind of anticipating that recoil, that reset. But here it kind of helps me when that round is fired. One, I'm pulling back into my shoulder to help with that, not really the recoil, but more of my reset. So I'm jamming that into my shoulder, and here you can see I have a better, for me it's a better grip. The way I'm canting my finger around the front there. So it's an extra little, I guess, point of contact per se, while this is in my shoulder. So as I'm resetting, you know, for me it just feels better shooting wise versus a vertical grip. This is chambered in 5.56 NATO. I can shoot 223 through this rifle. Now a lot of people get confused when it comes to caliber and rifle. If you see on your rifle that you purchased that it says, see my hair? Well, you can't see, I'll show you. But it's gonna say cal multi, meaning this is a multi-caliber weapon. Meaning I can shoot 223 Remington and 5.56 NATO through this weapon system, okay guys? If you have a rifle that's chambered specifically for 223, please do not experiment and do not put 5.56 through there. You'll destroy your weapon and you'll have a very extensive medical bill and a big headache after. So that being said, moving forward, this is the butt stock. It's a retractable butt stock. It's got 3 points of contact where it will lock into place. Okay, and that's fully extended, and this is fully collapsed. Okay, it's your pistol grip here. This is going to be your magazine release right here, and this is going to be your bolt lock or your rear bolt lock. When you want to lock this back, it'll catch the bolt, and then you just send it home, pushing that. Guys, okay. All right, clear something up real quick. There's a dude by the name of Grandmaster J or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys something because he's trying to. Unfortunately, you know, sometimes there's an ND, which is why you treat every weapon as it were loaded. Quick weapon safety rule. Bam. 1. Treat every weapon as if it were loaded. 2. Know your target and what lies beneath or beyond your target. Number 3. Keep your fingers straight off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. And number 4, don't point your weapon at anything you do not intend to shoot. So, we're going to talk about this really quick, okay? Grandmaster J, this is 5.56. Okay. He had an ND, or there was a situation down at one of his rallies, whatnot, where this is actually the first one, not the second event or incident, where one of his members, you know, shot another with an ND. So he explained by,
I can only do that with
stop Siri. Sorry guys. So the way he explained it, which is totally false, and this is not proper education that he was speaking on his video, that okay, so you guys see, weapon is empty, right? Can't see. Nothing's in there, okay? Send the bolt home. Now, what I'm gonna do is load in my magazine, okay? Right now, I have not done anything. There's no round in the chamber. This weapon cannot fire, plus the weapon's unsafe. So Grandmaster J with the NFAC, the Not Freaking Around Coalition, whoever they claim themselves to be, says that now, from this point on, if I get tired or the bottom of my buttstock hits something and sends that bolt forward, that a round is gonna go off. And I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you something. This, do not do what I'm about to show you right now, okay? The weapon is not gonna fire unless you put the weapon on fire, take it off safe, and squeeze that trigger. This is only, what I'm about to do is only going to chamber a round. Chambering means it's gonna put a round in the barrel, ready to be fired. So look, according to Grandmaster J, I should lose my hand right now. Alright guys, now I'm ready to fire this weapon. As you see, my ejection port cover has opened, and I will show you. You'll see I'll do a brass check. And look, can you see? You see the little brass right there? Alright, it's a brass check. That's checking to see if you have a round loaded in your weapon, okay? So I know a lot of people probably have seen that video. Please, for true knowledge on this weapon system and how to operate, clean, break down, whatever, find someone who knows what they're talking about, okay? And put that back later, because all right, see, clear again. See, there's no brass in the weapon, okay? Weapon is not gonna go off, okay? So back to this weapon. I'm sorry, I had to sidetrack there. DDM4 V11slw. We covered the amount, the key mod. Oh yeah, key mod, and you guys are gonna hear if you're getting into rifles, especially. You're gonna hear the difference. You're gonna hear key mod and M-lock. There's two different systems of or two different systems of attaching accessories, such as a angled foregrip. This is for a light that I have. I actually took that light off here and put it on the 300. I'm getting another one for this weapon as well. But key mod and M-lock, just two different variations of ways you can attach accessories to your rail system. Okay. This is a mid-length gas system. Again, I'm running a 16-inch barrel, so it's gonna give you your mid-length, not your 20-inch, which would be about 4 more inches. So that would be your standard. This is a 16-inch carbine length barrel. Okay, so it's running a mid-length gas system. Next, we'll move over to the Optic. Vortex Razer HD Gen 2. Okay guys, this is an amazing optic here. Let's backtrack a little. My first weapon that I owned, my first rifle that I personally owned. Well, my first weapon I owned was a Remington 1100 14 gauge. It's a shotgun. Shoots 410 gauge slugs. My uncle gave me that. It's more for like trap shooting. If you want to do like some bird shooting, things like that. Back. Okay. I'm gonna do some bird shooting, trap shooting. That's what that gun's for. My first rifle I bought after the military. I love weapons. I'm sorry. I love guns. I love the sports. I love shooting. Sport shooting. I want to get more into hunting. I've been a couple times. Well, once with my uncle. Sorry. Yeah, once. I was way in the back when I was younger. But first rifle, my first weapon was a Delton Sports DTI AR-15. Okay. My second rifle was a Smith & Wesson M&P 15 Sport, and my third rifle is the DDM4 V11slw. I would say spend the money, guys, on a quality weapon and research which company you're looking at purchasing from. My first weapon, the Delton Sports, the DTI. I loved it, great gun, but not to talk down or anything about anybody, but it wasn't very good quality. First time I shot it, I put about close to 300 rounds through, and it was smoking. Like my handrail system, it was hot, unbearable. Even with my shooting glove on, it was too hot to even hold and keep holding and touching. So I eventually sold that weapon. Got the M&P 15 Sport, great gun. Smith & Wesson, great company. I've owned a few firearms by them, but I wanted something a little better. So I went with the Rolly of firearms. To an extent, we'll say upper echelon. But Daniel Defense, man, you're gonna spend a good grip on this weapon, but it will not let you down. Stand by their qualities, so I stand by them. Again, they're not sponsoring me. This is a weapon I purchased on my own. They didn't give me this weapon to do a review or anything. Very reliable. I've put well over 1,000 rounds, 2,000-3,000 rounds through this weapon system, and man, the only issue I had was with a PMag. I'm running the Gen 2 PMags by Magpul. PMag and great. The Gen 2, Gen 3, they're all great. I run the Gen 2s, they're about $6-7 cheaper. I only had issue on one mag. I guess it was a spring issue. I kept getting some double feeds, but Other than that, yeah, nothing wrong with this. The really cool thing about it, it comes with QD mounts here on both sides of the rail system, as well as back here on the stock, right? And behind the stock you have another. So wherever you want to run your sling, I run a 2-point with this. I run a 2-point sling, preferably with this rifle, just so I can have it more attached to my body. I'll do another video about slings, the two I run. So that'll be a quick video. I run a 2-point sling on here and a 1-point on the AR pistol. But yeah, guys, so the Vortex Razer HD, Vortex Razer HD Gen 2. It's got a 1:6 zoom ratio. So you see this throw lever right here that I'm messing with, right? This is so I can go ahead and mess with that zoom ratio. So say I'm out engaging at 100 meters, which I'm at right now, you know, but I need to push out and engage, say, out to 600 meters. So I go ahead and get this throw lever right here and literally go all the way out to my 6, and I'll be able to be able to engage. Another cool thing I want to show you about this optic, you can't really see much. The glass is super clear, hence the HD, and the glass is what's going to be what you're looking through in your reticle, in your optic, guys. Also, let's see if I can, you see the reticle there? I can't, wait. Dang, where the reticle, son? Anyway, you guys see, there's a reticle in here. And in between, so on this dial here, you have your windage and elevation knobs, okay? Now this knob here is gonna be for that reticle I'm talking about. And it's numbered 1 through 11. And the reason between, and in between each number, there's a little dot, which is for your off switch, right? Me, I like to run this at around between 6 and 7, depending on the situation, depending on the daylight. Most of the time I'm shooting, it's, you know, well lit situation, so I'm running usually typically between a 6 and a 7. So with that being said, granted I'm in a situation where, you know, I want to run my optic and I want to run that reticle in there as well with the optic for a little bit added precision. I can go ahead and click and adjust to where I'm usually running in my situation. So if it's that bright light scenario, I'm going to be at a 6 or 7 just so I can have a little bit thicker or bigger of a reticle. Obviously in low light, I'll crank that down to about a 1. And the off switch in between each number is very cool, so you don't have to go from 1 all the way to off, or 9 all the way off, so from whatever, you know, whatever you're running at on this optic. So that's a pretty cool feature. Sorry, I didn't explain that very well. I'm going to make another video about optics and you know, what each optic is capable of and what their, you know, basic use would be, what the basic use would be for each optic. Again, it's the Razer Vortex HD Gen 2. On my SIG, I'm running a Romeo 1, and on my 300 blackout, I'm running a EOTech XPS 2. Now, reason I have this weapon, you know, there's been a lot of talk, man. There's been a lot of talk about why people should or shouldn't own AR-15s. I'll give you my first reason. It's my Second Amendment right, okay? Point blank, period. There's a lot of scary weapon systems out there that look super scary. My 300 blackout looks super scary. It's all looks, people. This weapon is dangerous and can be dangerous in the wrong hands. And I say that even with, like we said, beginning of the year, we've seen a lot of firearms. The sales in firearms has risen and skyrocketed. So we have a lot of new owners and a lot of people who don't really know this weapon system, who aren't familiar. Me, like I said, you know, I have a Marine Corps background. I've been shooting since I was younger, but just my time in the Marine Corps let me become very familiar with that weapon system. It's become a second, you know, like another part of my body, an attachment to me. So I'm very comfortable and very familiar with that. That being said, I own that weapon system. It's my First Amendment right. Second, the threat of home invasion, the threat of, you know, having to, or the possibility of having to protect your family. There's been plenty of incidences and cases where home invasions have gone. There have been cases where home invasions have occurred, and just the sound of an AR-15 being, you know, charged or racked back, or the sight, will deter individuals. In the case also where you have multiple individuals, multiple attackers, I personally have more experience behind this weapon system versus a pistol, so I personally would go for something like my 300 Blackout for a home defense situation. Not my AR. 300 is a little bit slower of a round. Well, we'll get back into that in another video. Explain the difference in rounds and why I would use 300 for my 300 Blackout for home invasion. But you know, third, like I said, hunting, sport shooting. It's a great stress reliever. You know, you go to the range, you got some stain built up. Why not? What better way than go to release that stress than go to the range and let off a couple rounds, and also get into something that's pretty well, not inexpensive, but fairly inexpensive for a hobby, if you want to look for a hobby. Also, I own this weapon because of personal endeavors, future endeavors. I have plans of running and opening a private security firm later down in the future. With, you know, it's in the works, beginning phases, but I do have plans of doing so. So that's another reason why I have that weapon system. Also, due to a job offer that I've taken up, and we'll see coming here soon in the next few weeks. People, get out of your emotions and feelings and just do what's right, you know. But that's, yeah. But I have that weapon system because of a job opportunity that I'm able to, that, Lord willing, if I get, I'm going to be able to utilize this firearm in a proactive and productive way, you know, and keeping this country safe. So, yeah, I have that weapon system for various reasons. But, hey, guys, you know, that's pretty much it for this video. Again, this was one for the basics of AR-15. I'm going to make some more videos of, again, my Remington, which is bolt action. I'm going to make videos of 300 Blackout and a couple pistols. You know, some reviews of gear. Again, this one isn't completely set up. This plate carrier, which is from AR-500 Armor. Not completely set up. Again, like I said, I got a job offer, so I'm slowly getting new things and to run for that setup. I'll definitely do a video for you guys on that, and, you know, and why I have it set up the way I do. Also, I'll leave in below in the link in the description. Sorry, I'm gonna leave below in the descriptions links to everything that I've spoken about today, from my optics to my weapons. I'll put a link for hold up displays, so you can know if you guys are interested in purchasing some displays to hold up your weapons. I'll put that all in the links, comments below. Hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment. Do what you do. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Yeah, see you next time.